This morning I was talking with a friend and he was sharing a challenge that he's experiencing around communicating certain things to somebody in his life that is not receptive. So how do you get somebody who's not receptive to understand this stuff so that you can create something together? And I think that's a problem that a lot of us face, maybe in business or with an intimate partner or family. If a person's not receptive, then how do you communicate and create with them? The solution here is actually to look at how you're coming at it from the beginning. And it's just this idea that different people out there have a static amount of receptivity to ideas and to things in the world, as if their level of receptivity exists in them as this fixed thing, and then you just come along as this person with something to put in, and their receptivity is what it is, and you can either get the thing in or you can't based on their receptivity. But that's not how receptivity works. Receptivity may have some degree of existence inside of a person, but receptivity is actually co-created through the person's pre-existing conditions and ideas that you're calling not receptive, and the context in which that person is in. In some situations they may be more receptive and in other situations less. Therefore, you coming into their world are part of the context that creates their receptivity. Therefore, you are a contributing factor to their receptivity. And if that's the case, then that means that their receptivity is actually being co-created by you. And where I live in my world is anything that's co-created, I just call it created by me, because that's the only place that I have agency and influence and power, is the aspect of that co-creation that is my creation. Therefore, the way that I represent it for shorthand is I create their receptivity. So that's a totally different stance by saying that person's not receptive or that person doesn't have as much receptivity as I would like to be able to get this information in. I start to look at them and their amount of receptivity and how receptive they are. I am the creator of that. And so the most important thing with communicating with somebody who's not receptive is owning their level of receptivity. That's the most important thing, because once you do that, your creativity comes to bear on how you're generating their lack of receptivity, and then you can start to see ways in which you can actually create more receptivity in them more easily. You're no longer a victim to the circumstance of their receptivity, but you are the creator of the depth of their receptivity. And then from that position, I promise you, just by taking that stance, first of all, you can relax, because you're like, oh, that lack of receptivity is mine, so I can do something about that now. I'm not stuck anymore. And then the next thing you can do is, from that place of being relaxed and not stuck, you can start to see ways in which you could actually increase it. What could I do? What could I do to... I guess maybe I could listen more, or I could be softer, even softer than I think somebody should be, but no longer do I think that way about what should be or shouldn't be, because I'm not judging them, because I'm seeing that it's mine. And do you see what I mean about the moment you own it, all of a sudden all the judgments go away about what should be or shouldn't be out there and how receptive somebody is, and you start to find new ways of approaching it. Wow, maybe I could just, ask them what they would need in order to feel this way, or in order to hear this thing. Doesn't matter. All of the possibilities and all of the different ways will emerge. You'll see it. You're creative. You know how to connect with people. You know how to create receptivity. You do it inside yourself. How can I listen more? You know how to create it and do it. The real obstacle is seeing that actually their receptivity is yours, not theirs. Try that on. Hey, and guess what? Today is the perfect day for you to create who you are. You are loved and you are powerful, and I am loving you simply for your being here. I will talk to you soon.